guys, welcome to the 570S. Luke's going to give a quick orientation tour.
How's that seat?
It's a bit high, but we can play with that. Superb, thank you. So does this car have a lifter?
It does, yeah. So it operates the same way in which the 650 operates.
Yep.
But it's a little bit simpler. You don't have to hold it up for 3 seconds anymore to get into the shortcut.
Oh, okay.
Just up.
Oh, magic.
It goes up. So
First thing
you're going to do is turn the navigation off. Some transponders.
Just got some boys filming us. We'll film them, eh? So it's got the normal McLaren on.
Yeah, it's a different characteristic, this engine. I mean, they've really worked on all the programming, the throttle map. All the electronics guys have done a really good job. It's got a real throttle control that the 650S and the 675. It's basically the stuff they learned in the 675.
Magic.
And it just feels really responsive. Like it doesn't feel like a turboed V8. It feels like an actually aspirated engine.
So it feels different than the 650?
It does, yeah. You'll notice when you drive, it feels a little bit freer revving. So we're going to go, I mean, this is all the same, the ADP, handling, normal sport. Unlike 650S, which I always leave, the handling I always leave it in sport mode.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's such a good ride. Actually in the 570 it's a little softer sprung. You can put it in sport. Okay. Manual mode, because we all like manual mode. One of the 570's real tricks is that when you put the powertrain into track, you get the lovely P1 style dash. So it gives you the Motec type display.
Yeah.
And this looks really good as we give it the Hausefahrer. It lights up like P1, and it actually beeps at you to change gear. And this car's fitted with a sports exhaust system too, which is...
Yeah, it doesn't sound too drony actually. I thought, you know, normally with sports exhaust you get a bit of droning in it, but it's actually fairly compliant, which is great. You know, I came in and obviously in the 650, and my wife was moaning a little bit about how bumpy it was, and I realised I did have it in a slightly firmer mode, put it into comfort, and she was pretty happy with it. But this car's more compliant again. It's got a different shock system, hasn't it? It doesn't have the... Yeah,
so they've taken all the... It's kind of like a watered down 650S. It's got a lot of the good stuff. Doesn't have the trick proactive chassis control that 650's famous for. But it's pretty good.
It's in the rear wings not lifting up.
Yes.
It's good to see you've got in the habit of warming up cars these days before you drive.
That's right.
And of course we were all within the bounds of the New Zealand speed limit there, of course. So that's magic. It's a good thing.
Did you hear the little beep when
I did actually. In fact, I'm sure when we watch the video, we'll listen to that. I'll try and make it sound louder or something so it really stands out. But it's bloody good. These cars, just all McLarens, are just, I find, incredible to ride. And you know, everyone talks about this one being the baby, but you know, a baby McLaren is better than most other cars top of the range as far as I'm concerned. This is an incredible car. One thing you'll notice when you get in this car, I mean, I'm just thinking from 650 to 570, is the cockpit, the view. It's got a really nice wide screen. Yes.
You've got an amazing view. I mean, 650 already had a superb visibility, but with the 570 it's that little bit wider. You can see the fronts of the top, you know, the highest point of the front guards, which is the centre of the front wheels.
Yeah.
It's got great visibility out the back with the new design rear window.
It looks a bit more roomy up the back there as well.
But
let's give you guys a look through there. we'll jump back around the front because Luke made a good point. One of the things I love about these cars, if I just get the camera in the right angle, you get an idea of how low the rake of this windscreen and how low they go. They really help to contribute to the feel of obviously being in a sports car, and just appreciating the ability to place the car where you want it on the road, because as Luke's highlighted, you can see the arches here, you know exactly where that wheel is, which helps you with your turn in and if you're into track type activities.
It's also nice in traffic, you know, like when you're driving it in traffic and you're manoeuvring the car in and out, it makes a bit of a difference.
Yes.
The other thing you'll notice when you drive it, Neil's the steering. It's not quite as quick as an LT, but it's a little bit quicker than what you're used to in a 650. And that really sort of adds to the car. I mean, this feels like a really agile, nimble.
It's still hydraulic assisted.
Yep, hydraulically assisted. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. No, they won't do an electric steering.
Good.
But it's a little bit heavy. It's actually a little bit heavier than what you think. But it gives it a really nice weighted feel when you're driving it. That's one thing I love about 570 is the steering. So yeah.
So this car, tell us a little bit about it. It's
this is our demonstrator. We ordered it blade silver, which is a new colour.
So it's special colour?
It is a special colour, yep. We've got inside the Napa leather, which I've spec'd a grey stitch, which is nice, you know, it's sort of subtle, complements the exterior. We've got the super lightweight wheels, which same as your car, it's a 570 version, so it's the super lightweight, which are the obviously as the name suggests, the lightest style wheel.
Yes.
And you know, all the demos sort of have to have the sports exhaust system, so we fitted that. They come standard with a lifter and camera, which is handy. I mean, that's sort of the Iris you're all very familiar with.
Yes.
This one's got power seats, heated electric seats with memory.
Yeah.
That's really about it. With 570S, it's not. I mean, they come pretty well spec'd. I mean, we tick all the. We've got lifter, camera, parking sensors. It's really any sort of personalisation over and above that.
Yeah. I just love the dash in these things. You know, the ideal car for me is I love the 650. Look, I'm really keen to drive this thing, obviously, and we'll have a day with it tomorrow and do some cool filming for everyone out there to watch. But the dash is just incredible. The coolest car for me would be my 650 with that dash in it.
So this car's not. I mean, with a 650, it's all about lap times and trying to break the speed of sound. This is still a competent car, don't get me wrong, but it's not all about grip and track days and
it's a little bit. They allow a bit more freedom in this car.
It's designed it's a sports car. It's designed to have a little bit more fun in, you know.
Yeah.
It's designed for you to reach the limit of grip quicker. In a 650, when you put your foot down, you know, you're sort of on the road. You very rarely get to the limit of grip. But this car sort of is something that I guess it just sort of encourages you to explore that a little bit. Turns in really nicely, just like 650. It's got a great balance. Great flat body control.
Wow. Feels like it's got incredible grip.
It does, yeah.
Wow.
And that's kind of, that 50's got proactive chassis control, and it's just so competent. You throw it into any corner and it just goes around. Whereas this has got just a conventional anti-roll bar, so you feel the car loading up in the corner.
Yeah.
And you really can feel. You know, you can feel the limit. Well, it's it feels like you can feel the limit. I still haven't got to it, but you know, like you can feel it definitely.
I'll edit that out so your boss doesn't know.
It's definitely like, you know, a lot more evolving because you're like, oh shit, I'm going quick here. This feels good, you know. Whereas in a 650, it's just like, oh yes, that we got.
I like it. Just as a passenger, look, this is a cool car to ride in.
It is.
I really enjoy it, and it's amazing as a passenger. Things feel quicker anyway, you know. But that felt pretty epic to me.
It's quick. I mean, it's 3.4 seconds to 100. It's 9.5 to 200. So you know, it's a good, nearly a second quicker to 200 than a 458.
Not that we want to bag Ferrari, but hey, so you guys know, this guy sold me my first McLaren, a 12C, and I went in and to drive a 458, and you had one sitting in there in stock. Remember the nice red one? Went in with my son Anthony. Tiffany, we went out for a cruise and that, got back, and Luke did the wonderful McLaren sidestep and said, have you ever thought of McLaren? And I said, well, no, I love Ferrari, that's childhood dream. I did a lot of research, I'm into research, and what I discovered, just the chassis, the use of carbon fibre, the excellent mechanics and the team behind that build these things with the Formula One history and all the rest of it, they're just incredible. And I love engineering design, as I said, and all day long McLaren is a car. I ended up buying a McLaren of all things, and that was my dream, and I thought I'd never get any higher than a 12C, so it was pretty much a pinnacle for me. And then unfortunately this bugger phones me and offered me an opportunity to get into a 650, and it was seriously one of those too good to be true moments that I just did it. And I think my wife's almost forgotten the whole thing, but
she smiled and shook my hand today, so
yeah first time you met her, the first time you met her, but,
yeah.
But look, just loving it. And you know, I'm hoping in a way, I really love this car, Luke, but I'm hoping in a way that when I'm taking her home and that she doesn't decide she likes this better than mine.
Yeah, it's look,
because I can't afford two.
Mate, it's not. It's, a 650 is a more capable car in terms of performance. This is a different kind of car.
Yeah.
When you think this starts with a 3, it's you know, it's cheaper than a Porsche 911 Turbo S. It's offering McLaren performance, carbon fibre construction. I mean, this is quicker than a Huracan. It's quicker than an R8. There's nothing in the class that's quicker than this. Oh no, we're going to do the tunnel test. I'll show you.
Oh
yeah, tunnel test.
We're doing the tunnel test.
We are doing the tunnel test.
You're explaining this to Fiona that we missed the turn off, which was actually just heading up that way, because we have to go this way to do the tunnel test.
We have to do the tunnel test, yeah.
And if you're doing the tunnel test, I think one of the most important things you've got to do is figure out how to use this thing. And push one of these buttons down here. Right. I think you've got to push that button apparently.
Oh, fine. We'll get it. We'll get up there in a second.
The tunnel test. You realise my wife will actually be watching this as well. And when I tell her we were just in a lot of traffic, we are going to be incriminated.
That's all right.
I might use it in another video.
My name's already mud.
Yeah.
Yeah, just blame it on me.
That's all right.
All right. So.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Thank you. Here I was thinking we were going across the bridge over to the North Shore for a minute.
No, that's my little.
Forgot there was that little tunnel. That's all right. I'm happy with that.
Did you hear when we changed down how it
a little blip?
Yeah, a little blip on the throttle and gave you the little.
I'm into little blips.
Yeah,
you know, blips.
So that's part of the new gearbox strategy that this car has. It does same as yours. It does the cylinder cut on the upshift, so it'll give you the pop on the upshift. But now what they do also is on the downshift. So if it's above about 4.5, 5,000 RPM, it'll squirt a little bit of fuel into the engine, and it just gives you that nice little crack on downshift. And
see, boys and their toys, you know, there is living proof there that we never ever grow up, and it's just one of those things. You've got to have the ability to hear that crackle and pop.
Yeah.
I drive around in S mode purely because it makes better noises. But anyway, it's
so that's the 570S. Really.
Thank you for the intro. We'll certainly use this tomorrow. What I'm going to be doing is taking this car out and giving it a little bit of a test. No, we're not into top gear and we're not drifting and all that. It's not my car. It's actually his boss's, and we need to respect that, and we certainly will. And we'll have a bit of fun. We'll compare this with the 650, even though I know they're different cars. They're more than capable and they're different, but for a reason, and they're all very cool. And we'll give you a bit of a summary on that. I'll have Guy Steve along helping me tomorrow, doing some filming, and hopefully we can do we're going to get my new little toy out that I've just got this week. Did a test flight today to make sure I know how to use this thing, and everything going well with good weather. Tomorrow we'll have some drone footage of this car going into the sunset, looking really cool, and maybe some good stuff to hand to the Kill Track group as a token of appreciation for allowing us this opportunity. So we'll catch you tomorrow, guys.